Hello everybody, Rachel Lau here to talk about the fundraising you'll be doing for the Fight Gone Bad Challenge. You might remember we did a video about the charities a couple weeks ago, and now we're going to talk about asking people for money and specifically who to ask. So what I wanted to start with is first saying that it's completely fine to ask people for money in a mass email or in some other direct way like a Facebook post. That's completely fine. So I don't want you to think that that's not acceptable. It's completely fine. But it can also be really frustrating because people don't read the emails. It's a very low percentage of people who will actually donate that way. They might give less money than you had expected or hoped for. So it can often leave you frustrated, disappointed with the people that you've contacted, and it can lead to some negative feelings sometimes. So I'm going to talk about a different way that you can fundraise that is proven to be the most effective and efficient way to raise funds. And it's got a really catchy name. It's basically asking people for money directly. And I know that sounds a little bit scary to ask somebody directly for money, but I do want to go through some criteria to help you weed out some people who will be guaranteed success if you were to ask them. So there are 3 criteria, and this is in the order of importance when you're considering people. One is their connection to you. By far, the most important reason why people give to a cause is because they were asked by somebody who they know personally, who they trust and care for. It's the number one reason people cite as to why they gave money at all, is because they were asked by somebody they knew. So the closer a person is to you, the more apt they are to donate money. It is a way for people to connect. When they know you care about something, it gets them excited about it. And when they donate to your cause, that helps build a relationship or strengthen the relationship that you already have. So it's a really positive thing, all in all, when you're asking the right person to donate. It can really bring you together. The second most important criteria is that they are connected to the cause. So you might have some friends or some neighbors who were touched by cancer, or have relatives whose child served in the military. These would be good people to also consider asking for a donation. And the third and final criteria is that they have the ability. And yes, we are in a recession, but still 9 out of 10 Americans donate to some kind of charitable giving each year. So it's part of our culture, even though we don't talk about it. People are doing it all of the time, to their church and their kids' school and to the SPCA, and they're donating old clothes to the Goodwill. It's just part of our daily life. So another important thing to note is that middle-class Americans tend to give a larger percentage of their income than wealthy Americans. And what that means is that you don't have to exclude people just because they don't have a lot of discretionary income, and it's probable that they will even be more generous than your most wealthy connections. So what I want you to do is to think about 3 to 5 people that you have in your circle who you share a connection with, who might be connected to the causes that we're raising money for and have the ability. And I want you to think of people who you'd be willing to ask $25 to $50 of, and no less than that. So almost everybody that you should ask should be able to do $25 to $50. If they don't ask them. So think about that, and we'll be back next week with how you should ask them.